All right. People are still trickling in, but welcome to the official first ever ChainEDGE Workshop. This is for people that either don't know how to use the platform effectively yet or are just looking for tips on how to use it better. We'll also kind of go into um, stuff we're going to have further down the pipeline, why our data is better and easier to use, stuff like that. Um, If you have any questions at all at any moment, you can just drop them into the live chat. There's not very many of us in here so far. And I want to make sure that you get any questions you have answered. Um, but yeah, I think we can go ahead and get started. So if you aren't familiar, like how ChainEdge works, is we, query the blockchain data for the best P&L DEX traders into a number of different cohorts. And we'll have labels. We actually have labels for these, so I can actually find them in the alpha string here. Um, but basically, like why this tool is awesome is it's only swap data coming into these streams. So if you use different tools like Nansen that shows like smart money token flows, it includes things like transfers, token unlocks, liquidity provisioning, if you're borrowing tokens or um, anything like it, anything to do with a token balance changing, it shows up versus this is just straight swap data. So this is like our coolest table. This is the alpha stream table, which basically is a live snapshot of what our best traders in the world are doing at any given moment. And you can easily search their addresses. You can search the buy token to see what's going on with Arbitrum, for example. Um, and so like if you want to think about the best way to use this, I mean, it comes down to what you're trying to get out of it. So if you're managing like a smaller portfolio size and you're looking for more degen stuff, what I like to do to find kind of new launches or low caps is head over to the main dashboard, and because all the actual interesting stuff happens on Arbitrum, you go ahead and filter for Arbitrum flows. And from here, you can see, the nice thing, you can filter by chain or you can have it at all, and it'll show you all the chains. But here you can see what's going on in what is getting net swap inflows, which just totals the dollar value of all of the swaps over the last day, 7 days, 30 days, right? And so if you see tokens in here that you recognize, obviously it's not a new launch, but there's definitely some in here. Like Lotto is a pretty new token. And so let's say you want to investigate that. You can go click the token, and then you'll basically get an overview of the smart money movements for that token. And let's see, it's taking a little bit to load. All right. And so up here is like a nice way to visually see, positive or negative swap flows into whatever token that you're querying. And so this is Lotto. But an even easier way is you can just search the buys for Lotto. I'm waiting for my stream to catch up here. So if you search Lotto, you can see, which smart wallets have bought and at what price. And so, it's trading at 190. So, we only have this trader that has made a decent amount of money on it. And then, you can go a step further and click their wallet and see stuff they're doing. And so if you spend enough time using the dashboard and clicking around, you'll find something that looks interesting. If you pair looking at these, either newer tokens or bigger tokens that you think, like something like Arcadium, right, which is a gaming project on Arbitrum, and you're waiting for, like a turn in sentiment or something like that. Our smart traders have been pretty good with a lot of these Arbitrum tokens, so you really just want to monitor like the flows over time, or which traders are best at trading Arcadium. And, you can easily diligence that kind of stuff just by, going into the Arcadium's page and filtering buys, and you can filter sells. You can look at the actual wallet to see, who traded it well. Um, and there's a lot of like, so this is one wallet that in the Discord chat we always talk about, is this Telegram degen shit only, who seems to touch everything that's interesting. And so, what'll be really cool in the upgrade that's coming out in a couple weeks is when you pull up a wallet like this, not only will it spit out their recent swap history, which by itself is pretty cool because, this is like, no one else really lays out swap data in this kind of way where you can easily manipulate, transaction values, buys and sells. And so you can kind of easily see how we can run P&L data. So in the upgrade that's coming out, once you pop in any wallet, you can get you'll get either a 90 or 120 day P&L overview for this wallet, and it'll be cross-chain, which no one else really does, or they do it very poorly. Like if you try to replicate this in Dune, there's a lot of different transaction types that people don't pick up. So let's say you follow this wallet, and they've been trading things pretty well. I mean, look at they had an ARB entry at 1.1, which is incredible. That's like a bottom tick. So you're like, okay, this is a pretty good wallet. And they do like definitely some low cap stuff here, like Yorkie Inu. And so if this is a wallet that you really like, you can just add it to my wallets really easily. I'm waiting for my stream to catch up. So if you just click add to my wallets, you go to my wallet page, and now it'll be on here, and then you can set up alerts. So you can click, well, there's actually two things you can do with this page that are pretty cool. So one, as you build out like a list of wallets that you think are really good, you can add up to 10 wallets into this wallet watch list. And if you click run wallet data, it'll spit out a alpha stream table just for your wallet list. So picture this like if you're familiar with using Zapper and the Zapper bundle. It's like that, except it's just swap data versus, like in a Zapper bundle. And I think they got rid of the bundle. It would include all of the other stuff. And so then you can, quickly see what they're doing. I think sometimes on the bundle you have to click through the chains, but you can easily see what they're doing across your bundle. Or you could take it one step further and set up alerts on the actual wallet. And so you get live swap only alerts. So if you run into a wallet that's kind of highly active, at least from a transfer point of view, and you only want to catch their swap, that's why our alerts are pretty cool for that. Right now it's just email, but you can set up alerts. You can put in, the transaction value, the wallet address, and, custom email subject, and, those will stream to you as the activity comes through. But going back to the home dashboard, like another good way of just kind of getting overall sentiment, is like another use case that I find myself using the home dashboard for is like what makes up the top flows over the last day and 7 days. Because if it's stables, that means smart money's pulling back on risk. And if it's, Arbitrum and there's some, like, this is a pretty degen new launch, Joe token. It kind of means that there's still risk on, versus if you see this as all stables across the top, and you can filter out stables pretty easily. Um, then you know that smart money is taking risk off the table, and so you can follow that, and you can apply the same kind of thing to any of these tokens. Um, especially so like the per token use cases are nice because if you collected like your Arbitrum airdrop, for example, and you don't know what to do, um, you're watching like fundamental stats like the airdrop claim rate, but you don't really know when to pull the trigger. You can just pop into our page and you can even get a sense of if the larger wallets, the larger smart money wallets or the smaller ones are buying. So like if you just filter the overview page, you can see, it's the bigger wallets that are leaning into buying the dip on Arbitrum versus if filter it the other way, they look smaller. And then if you go into the actual Alpha Stream page, you can search kind of where their buys are coming in. So at which price kind of is the clearing price that smart traders seem to be wanting to get into the token. Which, just looking through this has been anywhere. There's a decent amount of buys here in the 130s, but people are buying all the way through. Someone just bought at 141. So you can use it in a lot of different ways, right? You can use it to find new launches, which takes a little bit more work because we don't have things like market cap in here yet, but we'll have a market cap column in the update on the home dashboard. You can use it to get a sense of which way the sentiment is changing on more established tokens. If you hold one of these tokens and you're thinking of selling, you can get a sense of which way you think the market's going. It's kind of up to you. Like it's fairly easy to use, and the data is very filterable in the Alpha Stream or the Alpha Stream outputs that come through by wallet. And so that's like a rough overview of how, I use the platform. I've seen, other people, like there's some wallets in here that I've even saved into a separate watch list that you can filter. Let's find a good example. Oh, you can also search any wallet or token up top. And you can search the tokens on the far right. And so if I search for, let's say, Camelot, for example, you can find wallets that are, well, they've been smart historically based on, our algorithms and testing. If you find your own pattern of people that, let's say, are top buyers. So if you just search Camelot and you filter by buy price, you can see there's people, there are smart traders that bought at 4,400, which is, the Pico top of the token, versus there's people that bought at 1,800. And so you can make like your own lists, to who's even smarter traders within our smart money wallets, and stuff like that. But if people have any questions or if it's confusing, you can just drop any questions you have or features you'd like to see in the chat, like whatever. There's not very many of us in here yet, so happy to keep it as open as possible. If not, I'll just keep on going. So I guess I can just talk through more features that are going to be coming out. So for people that are already subscribed, you were either following the site and are early, or you're in the Discord or newsletter community, and so you're early, and so you're getting the best price possible for this site. And once we open back up for new subscriptions in a couple weeks, the price will go up and your guys' price will not. So you are grandfathered in at that price for at least a year, but maybe forever, assuming you want to keep using it. Other cool features that will be coming out after this upgrade are things like centralized exchange flows. So we've tested this pretty rigorously. So for this kind of for these smart wallets, they always send tokens to exchanges when there's a top in the token. So either there's like an exchange listing or there's a news announcement that sent the token going up a lot. It's like a really good indicator for either to sell tokens you're holding, or I think you could even short, people have used them as short signals before. We'll have a new launch dashboard, which will have brand new tokens in which, that smart money are buying. So that'll help you avoid scams. If you're starting with a real low amount and you're trying to kind of run it up, we've seen people get into tokens really early. I mean, we had a trader in Level on BSC that absolutely crushed it. I think they made like almost $1 million, like a 15 bagger. And there's examples like that all across these wallets. So you really have to dig in yourself and kind of find, the true gems. But we've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you by giving you, the people that are consistently either early to new tokens or are generally profitable, or just have a very abnormally high hit rate. So, every time they trade, they're going to make money. And even though it's not a 5x, if it's 10% every time, that's very consistent. You can just copy trade them and do well. We'll also launch a similar thing to the new launch dashboard, which will be a new farms dashboard with APYs. So if you're looking for more early farming opportunities, same thing. We also have an airdrop dashboard in the works where we take people that have historically hit all the good airdrops, so Arbitrum, Blur, Optimism, Hop, you name it. We'll basically give you all of their activity that aren't swaps, because primarily, it might be deposits or whatever. But it's more about like what contracts are they interacting with and which tokens do not have, which projects do not have tokens. And so you can kind of speed up your airdrop farming capabilities doing that. And then one other cool thing that's just starting to roll through now is within all of our wallets, we're having a upgrade in our labels, where we kind of label the actual sub cohorts of the traders that make up the smart money wallets. So I just give it a second here. Oh, of course. So basically, each trader will get its own kind of sub tag or emoji telling you kind of why they made it into the smart money wallets. And there's not that many. So it kind of gives you like a behavioral based label or enriching of data to tell you like, oh, this wallet is, high P&L over the last 90 days. Or let's see if I can find one in here that's made it. So like Top Dex Trader. So this is our label for people that have the highest realized P&L ever over the last 3 years. So this is like millions of dollars of profit, realized profit, no scams, like only trading profit. And so, those are pretty good wallets to watch. They'll get their own emoji, so it makes it really simple to understand what they are. And then we'll eventually have a filter on the top right, where you'll be able to filter by the actual cohort of the wallets. So if you're looking for more catalyst style trades, where you make 10% and move on, and you want to follow high hit rate traders, you could just filter for the catalyst traders cohort. And then, you can just see that data rather than all the other stuff. If you're looking for just the top profit makers, because they kind of do a little bit of everything, you can filter for that. There's new launch pros, if you could just filter for them and get a sense of, what projects are launching that aren't going to be scams, that could, it's obviously higher risk, but could have higher return. And then we have funds too. So if you want to get a sense of what like institutional flows look like, you know, for on-chain funds, and there's not that many, you can just filter by that. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's the high level overview. Um, you know, I think it's better at giving you, kind of sentiment and where the market's going indicators than most things out there. I've had numerous people tell me it's easier to use than Nansen. We've had plenty of people that have made money using it. There's people that were making money with the beta version, which was much more dumbed down than this. I mean, it really just comes down to how much time you're going to put into it. If you're not going to put that much time, you could just literally pop in here once a day, a couple times a week, doesn't matter, and just look for, what tokens are getting the most flows. Or, if you really want to short things, you can look for what has the most outflows. Or if you have a ton of time to spend, then you can just dig through and go down to like smaller dollar values, and then you can find more, new launches or just, smaller market caps that, hopefully have a lot more upside potential. But I've noticed we don't have a very high rug rate within here. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but most times, if smart money, especially if they're allocating more than like $800 or something, they usually, I mean, and that's why I built the tool is, most times the people that do the best in crypto have better information than you. They either know the team or they're part of some, network of people that all trade the same tokens. And assuming you're using this tool and you're not in anything like that, this is kind of the way to hopefully help you cheat and front run, something like that. Or when people buy some, low cap token before they tweet about it and pump their bags. So yeah, I mean, that's a high level overview of how to use it. If you want to learn more, you can check out our ChainEDGE 101 kind of written documentation about it. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory what you're looking at, what you get. You can run, we clicked into a wallet earlier, but you can do that for any wallet within the Wallet Explorer, and it'll do the same thing. It'll spit out just historical swap data going back 30 or 60 days or something like that. And with our upgraded P&L feature, you can quickly, even if you think all of our smart money wallets aren't smart or you don't trust us, you could use the tool to easily diligence, traders that you're either following or wallets you just find randomly. You can easily diligence, like, are they a good trader? Are they worth watching? And then you can monitor their swap activity in here versus, anywhere else to do it. You're either going to pay a lot or you're going to get swap data. I mean, you're going to get, everything, not only swap data, so you're going to get transfers and all this garbage, which is a problem when you set up alerts for a wallet like that. So yeah, I mean, we built this from scratch, so there's still there's a lot of things that we're still working to upgrade, but so far people that have used it and kind of put in the effort have done very well with it. And it's only going to get better as we kind of move forward and upgrade things. Still no questions. No one has a single question. Questions don't even have to be related to ChainEDGE. If you want to ask, where's Arbitrum going to go, or what should I do with my airdrop, you can throw that in there too. I don't care. If there's no specific questions, we can wrap it up relatively quickly. We haven't been on that long, almost a half hour. If you do ever have any questions, either about, you think you're getting scammed, or, you're having, what was the next airdrop? Everyone's talking about ZK Sync. I'm so glad someone finally asked a question. So there's a really good DeFi Llama dashboard that I would recommend using. Let's see if I can find it. Right here. So, assuming you don't want to go and try to, systematically try to farm ZK Sync, which is the one that everyone talks about. If you go into Airdrop's dashboard on DeFi Llama, it lists projects that exist that don't have tokens. And you can filter by both TVL, like this streaming software is breaking my computer. You can filter by TVL and by changes in TVL, and you can easily, the hope is that gets you at least closer to something that's going to, is either getting closer on airdrop or will have an airdrop. But I mean, all these projects likely are going to have tokens, right? Because they're DEXs, lending, liquid staking. This one actually looks pretty cool. Ether.fi, I think they're doing some sort of pre-farming program. I saw someone mention on Twitter. But yeah, if that would be the easiest way if you're trying to find kind of, I think you could find, you're probably not going to get an airdrop as big as Arbitrum by doing this, but you could probably hit a lot of airdrops, which, it could add up quickly. And, it'll come at different times. So, and then you can also just wait for when we're basically going to try to drop a dashboard that pairs this with people that have hit the most airdrops, so the highest airdrop hit rate. You combine them together, and then you have a pretty sweet dashboard of what you should do if you're trying to, find or farm an airdrop, if that makes sense. Any more questions? All right, then we'll wrap it up there. If you guys have any questions about anything, you can reach out to me on Twitter, my Substack. I'm in Discord. It can be about anything, but especially if you're having either problems with the ChainEDGE or want to learn how to use it more effectively, I'm pretty available. I'm full time on this thing now. And we built it from scratch, and I designed most of it myself. So I want to see, your feedback, things you want in here, feature requests, ways to improve it, etc. So never hesitate to reach out. I respond to most DMs. So with that, if there is no more questions, we can wrap it up there. Thank you guys for joining, and have a great day.